Hi guys, so this is just going to be a lesson for the song Say It Ain't So by Weezer. Before we even hop into the song, I'm just going to take a quick second to mention that we are tuned half a step down. So that means that all of our notes, they're going down. So, instead of an E, we have an E flat, instead of a B, we have a B flat, so on and so forth. So before we even begin, why don't I just kind of real quickly just give you guys a second to tune. So I'm going to just start off right from the high E flat, and then we're going to move down. So just starting off here, E flat, first string. B flat. G flat. D flat. A flat. Whoops. Bring out. And low E flat. All right, so let's get into it. So first of all, for pretty much the entire song, we have, except for the bridge, there's pretty much 4 chords that are underlying everything that we do. We're going to be playing them a little bit differently, depending if we're playing like sort of that opening part or the verse or the chorus, but throughout besides the bridge, these 4 chords are underlying everything that we do. So technically, I'm going to refer to these chords just as I guess by their shapes. So, but just keep in mind that everything I actually say, the actual sound that's coming out of the guitar is that chord, but half a step down, because we've tuned our guitar half a step down. So for example, the first chord is our C sharp minor chord. It's not really a C sharp minor. It's actually just a regular C minor, but because we're tuned half a step down. But how I'm going to be talking, I'm going to just be saying C sharp minor and G sharp and things like that. So the first chord is our C sharp minor. What that is, you're going to bar that 4th fret, and then what you're going to do, well, it doesn't sound very great, but then what you're going to do is you're going to, with your 3 fingers here, you're going to want to play kind of like an A minor sort of shape. So your middle finger is going to go on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, your pinky is going to go on the 6th fret of the 3rd string, and your ring finger right here is going to go on the 6th fret of the 4th string. And then you don't really want to play that 6th string, you just want to play the 5, and then, so that's the C sharp minor chord. The other chord, the next one, is the G sharp. Technically a G, but remember, I'm just going by that. So G sharp, what that is we're going to be barring the 4th fret. So it's the same thing, except we're going to be playing, instead of that A minor shape, like we did with the C sharp minor, we're going to be playing an E major shape with these 3, which is the exact same thing as that A minor shape, except we've moved it up to, we've moved it so that now our middle finger is now on the 5th fret of the 5th fret of the 3rd string, our pinky's on the 6th fret of the 4th string, and our ring finger is on the 6th fret of the 5th string. Just like that. So that's good. I'm just going to take a quick sip of coffee. The 3rd chord is our A major, or our A chord. We're doing it like a bar chord. So we're taking what we did with the G sharp, we're literally just sliding it up 1. That's it. Taking that, sliding it up, that whole thing, sliding it up 1. That's it. Easy peasy. And then after that, the 4th chord in this sort of progression is the E major. You could just play it like this, regular open E major, right, where you have your middle finger here and 2nd fret 5th string, you got your ring on the 2nd fret 4th string, and your index right here on the 1st fret 3rd string. You could just do that. The other thing you could do is you could do the bar chord version, which is what I kind of like to do. And that, what you're doing is you're barring the 7th fret, and what you're doing is you're going to be playing a sort of A major shape, kind of like how you play an A major shape right here. So what you're doing there is you're barring, and then the middle is on the 9th fret of the 4th string, your ring, middle's on the 9th fret 4th string, ring's on the 9th fret 3rd string, and your pinky's on the 9th fret 2nd string. And you don't really want to play that. You could, but I usually avoid the 6th string. Cool. So those are sort of our those are sort of the 4 main chords that are going on throughout the, like I said, the opening riff, the chorus, and the verses. So cool. So why don't we get into that opening part? Opening part's cool. You start off with that C sharp minor, and what you're going to do is you're going to kind of hammer on. You're going to bar it, but you're going to hammer on that A minor shape. You're kind of going. Hammer on, up, down. And then you switch right away to your G sharp. And after you switch over to the G sharp, you go. What you did there is while you're on the G sharp, you release the bar. So now your high E and your B string are open. And what you do is you just go bass, that 6th string, bass, and then just walk up the strings. So 6, 5, 4, 3, 2. So it sounds like this. So, whoops. Just like that. Then as soon as you're done walking up, I kind of do this little, kind of slide that G sharp up to the A. Down, up, down. And then I do my E major chord. And then what I do is I do this sort of cool little riff there. And for those of you who know your pentatonic scales, you'll notice that it's right in your sort of position 1 of your E major. Right there. So what you're going to do is after you do your E major, you're going to, first of all, you're going to have your index sort of barring the 9th fret, the 9th frets of the 5th, 4th, and 3rd string. What you're going to do is you're going to hit that, you're leaving that 6th string open, you're hitting the bass, bass, and then what you're doing is you're hammering on that 5th string, you're hammering on from the 9th to the 11th fret. And then what I'm doing is I'm plucking the 9th frets of the 4th and 3rd string. So together it sounds like this. So when you play the whole riff together, it sounds like this. The whole thing is. There you go. And then you don't really need to play that riff when you want to hop back into the verse. So that's sort of like the opening riff, and then it also plays throughout the song, you know, in certain places. So I just listen to the song to figure out exactly when that part comes in. The verses, those guys are going to go like this. You're going to take those chords, but what you're going to do is you're going to play sort of just like the top few strings of those chords. So you're only playing sort of snippets of the chords, little parts of it. So that C sharp minor, we're going to play it like this. So we just have our index on the 4th fret of the 1st string, the middle on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and our ring on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. That's our C minor little snippet of C sharp, sorry, not C minor, C sharp minor, a little snippet of C sharp minor while we play the verses. To play the G sharp during the verses, you take that same position and you just, instead of playing it on the first, second, and third string, you move it to the second, third, and fourth strings. Just move it, take that, and then what you're doing now to get to the G sharp, the A major position, you take that position from the G sharp and you just slide it up one. You're on the same strings, but you take that shape and you slide it up one. That's it. And then to get our E major shape for the verses, what you want to do is you want to take kind of like your D, like a D chord, and you want to go 1, 2, and slide it up 2. So what it ends up looking like is you've got your middle on the 4th fret of the 1st string, you've got your ring on the 5th fret of the 2nd string, and then you got your index on the 4th fret of the 3rd string. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to hit the offbeats during the verses. So like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and on the ands. That's when you want to hit the notes. And one thing to know about just strumming patterns in general, whenever you're kind of on like the 1, 2, 3, 4, that should always be sort of downstrokes on your guitar. But then the ands, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and should always be upstrokes, always. So this is what it's going to sound like here. So if you want to start off right from the C sharp minor, and you follow the exact same progression, so it's going to sound like this. It's going to, so 1 or 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. It's that sort of pattern there. And what we're doing is we just go through it. So C sharp minor, G sharp, A, E, C sharp minor, G sharp, A. You can kind of do like you can kind of go, just to kind of end it when you want to head into your chorus. And then what you're doing for the chorus, you're taking those chords, but now you're playing power chord versions of them. You're not playing the full chord. So what you're doing is you're playing the power chord of the C sharp minor. This is that part, right? What you're doing is you're going to take your index right here. You're going to put it on the 4th fret of the 5th string, right? It's a power chord. So that's where your C sharp note is, your bass for the power chord. So you've got that note right there, and then you've got your ring finger right here on the 6th fret of the 4th string, and your pinky right there on the 6th fret of the 3rd string. That's your C sharp minor power chord. And then to get that G sharp power chord, you take that shape and you just move it down to the 6th, the 4th, 6th, 5th, and the 4th string. And then to get to that A major power chord, you take that G sharp power chord, you take that shape and you just slide it up. So you started off with that shape right here, starting from with the bass note on the 4th fret of the 5th string. You brought that whole shape down to get to your G sharp, and then after that you slid it up to get to your A major. And then what I do is I actually just kind of play like a full E major chord. I just find it kind of gives a little bit more oomph, but you could just play like an E power chord, which is just like your E string or E flat string open, and then after that you just have your fingers, I just bar them with my index, 2nd fret, 5th string, 2nd fret, 4th string. And it sounds like this. You kind of go down, down. I like to do a little palm mute thing, kind of has that grunge sort of feel. So again, during the chorus, you got C sharp minor, G sharp, A major, E, C sharp minor, G sharp, A, E. Just like that. Okay, now we're going to the bridge. So the bridge, what you're going to be doing, this is where everything changes a little bit. What you're going to want to do, this is the... So what you're going to do there is you're going to start off with it's all power chords. You're going to start off with a B power chord. So what that is you take your A major power chord that we had there earlier and you slide it up 2. So now our index here is on the 7th fret of the 6th string, and then our ring finger and our pinky are on the 9th frets of the 5th and 4th string, respectively. What you're going to do is you're going to go B, 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 and then you play a B power chord, except your B, you just bring that bass note down. Your index, you're bringing it down to the 6th fret of the 6th string. So it kind of goes, so B, B sharp, bass, right? So down, 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 switch, down, down. And then it goes down to just an E major, an E power chord. And it follows that same pattern. Do, do, you know, like down, 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 or down, 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 down. It always follows that sort of pattern. So we got the, once we're there in that E major, that E power chord part, we then go to the G power chord, which is just our index on the 3rd fret of the 6th string, and then our ring and pinky on the 5th frets of the 5th and 4th string. So just like that. One thing I sometimes like to do, just to add a little bit of flavor there, instead of going just G, I sometimes like to go G sharp. I like to do this sort of thing where I go from G to G flat or F sharp, which is just that same chord, but you bring it down one. That's it. And I kind of do this thing, I go like, I just find it kind of sounds cool. That's something that you can maybe throw in there if you want. If not, you could just play the G like you regularly do. And then after that, you just go right back. Or, and you just go right back into the chorus. And then there you go. And that's all the parts of the song. That's everything. Solos and stuff like that, I would suggest, you know, for those who are a bit more advanced, the song is pretty much in, like just whenever you hear solos and stuff like that, it's all in E major or E flat major technically. So you could play around with that and, you know, play some, you know, yeah, or whatever. You can kind of play around with that sort of stuff, right? Whatever. So besides that, I think that's going to be about it for today. So hope this little video helped you guys out. Cheers.